Okay, let me see. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, welcome to episode 622 of the Black Brain Trust Black Tech Talk. We're going to talk a little bit of blockchain, what the IEEE thinks about autonomous driving vehicles in 2021. We're going to talk Apple patents. We're going to talk a few things today. Pardon my tardiness. I got a kid that goes to school from home, so even if I plan out to where it's right after her little recess time and everything else, it's kind of like it may be a few minutes here. Now, I do have to step away for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to get started. Let me do this first. I'm going to do this first. Okay, there we go. Christopher Leviston, welcome, brother. How you doing, man? Currently at my job, setting up Google Chrome bases. Nice.
You gonna run right into the store.
Let's see here. Hopefully this will be a cool little thing to pass a little bit of time while you're working. Let me see here. Awesome, man. Awesome. No, we've got a deep catalog of them. So if you feel so inclined, man, you can stream a whole bunch of them, man. The past ones, they're totally relevant to today. I am just trying to find something before I step away for a quick sec. Let me see. There we go. Let me do this here. All right. And let me do just something here. I just got to go grab something from my little one. All right, give me a second. Professor Black Ops, peace, brother. I'm gonna like when I come back, I'm gonna drop the link, so we'll go over the articles and everything, but we can have a panel while we're going over the articles and reading it. So I just need to step away for a quick second. Just give me just a second, y'all. But this is the first article, so if you guys want to pull it up and read it along, let me do this. Read it. Well, read it along. I guess both. What I said was could be proper English. All right, there we go. And then there we go. Give me a second. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Like I said, man, kiddo going to school from home, so got daddy duties. All right, so first article is from thefool.com. Why your 2021 oh wait, I forgot to do something. Let me do this here. Why your 2021 resolution should be to buy more crypto stocks. This is from thefool.com. Cryptocurrencies are booming as we turn the calendar over to 2021. Three of our four largest cryptocurrency tokens posted massive gains this year, driving the industry's total market value to $860 billion on January 4th, which actually, as of this morning, is now $1 trillion. According to data from coinmarketcap.com, the once reviled asset class is gaining respect and interest from governments and financial giants around the world. If you haven't added a handful of leading cryptocurrency names to your portfolio yet, this would be a great time to dip your toes into the waters of crypto tokens such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, I will say this, I have to once again salute Lionel as I would say the foremost content creator that I can really point to in this whole sort of area of YouTube, who is just focused solely on giving you all of the news as it pertains to cryptocurrencies and in the industry as a whole. He knows it very well. If you're not subscribed to his channel, if there is a mod who can post Lionel's channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Ty City speaks to cryptocurrency a lot. If you're not subscribed to his channel, please go ahead and subscribe to Ty City. He hosts crypto discussions. Male Enlightenment TV, Oheen, he does as well. If you're not subscribed to him, go and subscribe to him. I'm trying to give you all of the people that I know that I can think about anyway readily that speaks to these subject matters, and those are the three offhand that readily come to mind. So please go subscribe to all three of those channels. Let me show you a couple of different paths you can take toward entering the cryptocurrency market with just a quick stop on Wall Street. How spicy do you want your crypto investments? Spicy. Miners. Ugh, okay, I'm gonna reserve my opinion on that. Some tickers with close ties to the cryptocurrency industry left the actual crypto tokens in the dust last year. Next to the incredible gains in Bit Digital, Riot Blockchain, and Marathon Patent Group, Bitcoin's 308% on returns looks like a forgettable rounding error. Boom, look at that ascending trend line right there. Massive. These companies are direct bets. Oh, and one other thing too, on the stock side of things, go check out Dollar Will. These companies are direct bets on the machinery behind the scenes. Bit Digital started a global Bitcoin mining network in early 2020, adding thousands of specialized mining computers throughout the year. Hold on one second. Okay. Riot Blockchain started buying Bitcoin and Ethereum miners in 2017 with a geographical focus on mining facilities across North America. Marathon Patent Group used to manage intellectual property assets with the intention to reach licensing deals or to enforce its patent claims in the courtroom. Ha! That's what they do. They grab patents and then they go, "You copied us." They sue a bunch of people. That business model turned out to be unprofitable, oddly enough, in the long run. So the company acquired a smaller cryptocurrency mining company in 2017. These days, the company runs 2 Bitcoin mining centers in Montana and Dakota. Notice those are very cold areas. So if you're going to run a mining operation, put it in a place where it's typically cold. Reduces your energy consumption costs. These companies may be able to outgrow the Bitcoin Ethereum tokens by adding more mining capacity and optimizing their networks along the way. The potential for long-term growth here is absolutely stupendous, assuming that the companies play their cards right. That being said, mining specialists also magnify the potential risk for investors. The market caps of these 3 stocks have passed the 500 million mark, and Riot Blockchain sits a stone's throw away from the $1 billion mark. They are not yet profitable, and their annual top-line revenues range from Marathon's $2 million to $13 million for Bit Digital. Yikes. There is room for fabulous growth here, assuming the cryptocurrency prices continue to rise. The stocks are also valued for absolute perfection. Another sharp correction in Bitcoin and Litecoin prices could be catastrophic for these companies. Another sharp correction. Just keep that in mind, folks, when you're considering, your investments. Rising energy prices will also hamper their climb toward positive bottom line profits, as each company's strategic decisions along the way can hamper or help them in the long run. What I just tell you about energy prices, that's why if you're in a cold area, you have less energy consumption because you have less heat production. Heat equals energy. So this bucket of cryptocurrency miners is not for the faint of heart. If you are reaching for any of these tickers today, make sure you can accept a total loss in case things don't work out. Well, duh. A small investment in these speculative tickers makes more sense. Medium, ordinary companies with large Bitcoin investments. Small number of publicly traded companies have decided to reinvest some of or all of their cash reserves in Bitcoin tokens. All? Oof. The largest and most vocal member of this group is business intelligence company MicroStrategy, according to Bitcoin Treasuries. MicroStrategy's entire cash reserves has been converted into Bitcoin. There was an NFL player who recently signed a contract, and I think it's half of it is paid to him in Bitcoin. I know Spencer Dinwiddie, the guard for I'm about to say New Jersey Nets, Brooklyn Nets. I know when he signed his contract a couple years ago, it was the same thing. I know he is happier than an MF right now because this was 2 years ago. They paid him a portion of his contract, or I think it was a large portion actually was in Bitcoin. And this was a couple years ago. So think about what that did for him, man. Shit. The company held 70,470 Bitcoin tokens. So take 70,470 and multiply that times what the value. Oh shit, the value of each coin is, and that'll tell you right there what their holdings, their total holdings, Bitcoin holdings are, and that was as of December 21st. Purchased for a total price of 1.3 billion. Okay, well, as of December 21st, it was valued at 2.17 billion, which is substantially higher now. Given that I think it's clipping about 35 grand a coin. The company continues to believe Bitcoin will provide the opportunity for better returns and preserve the value of our capital over time compared to holding cash, said MicroStrategy CFO Fong Lei in a recent press release. Digital payments expert Square invested 50 million. PayPal also got into the game, from what I recall a couple weeks ago. We believe cryptocurrencies are an instrument of economic empowerment and aligns with a company's purpose. Yeah, that's to process transactions. Square said in its third quarter earnings report that investment nearly tripled to 144 million. It's a small portion of Square's total cash equivalents, which stood at 2.9 billion at the end of September. The company may very well boost its Bitcoin investment over time based on management's assessment of the risk-reward situation. At the same time, Bitcoin transactions in Square's cash app payment system accounted for 54% of Square's total revenues in the third quarter. Well, what would you know? What would you know? Huh? What was I just saying? This company treats Bitcoin as a promising vehicle for value storage. Well, yeah, it's at 35 grand a coin. And as an efficient tool for managing e-commerce transactions, of course. Square and MicroStrategy are safer bets on the cryptocurrency market than the miners above, and arguably safer than simply buying Bitcoin. Both companies have substantial business assets and operations with no direct ties to the crypto market, which would come in handy if Bitcoin prices come down back again. Mild. If you actually find good cryptocurrency investments in every corner of the traditional finance, what you will actually find them in every corner of the traditional finance market. Every bank, payment processor, and fintech company worth its salt is weighing its cryptocurrency strategy right now, and many of them have already taken action. Credit card giant MasterCard filed for dozens of blockchain cryptocurrency patents in recent years, and we reported on a ton of them. Go dig in the archives. Keeping an eye out for these management comments, because they will help you separate the innovators from the imitators. And we talked about innovators maybe just a day or two ago. See, you got to understand, man, like how this channel moves and operates, man. We're a couple steps ahead, man. But it's all good. I don't want to pop my collar too much. We are the leading payment player when it comes to patents around crypto, MasterCard President Michael Maybach said in the company's third quarter earnings call. Once you have a central bank digital currency, it's going to make a difference to the consumers. They're giving you a heads up, folks. Shout out to Ty City. Okay, he's talked a lot about this, as well as Lionel. Well, both, right? A lot about this part right here. Central bank digital currency, okay? You need to really let that one marinate. And so how do you actually spend it? So the link into an acceptance network is critical. So we hold some patents in that space that link these transactions right back into our network where it can be used. And this is how we can bring value, and it brings value to us. MasterCard is an established titan of financial services with a massive market cap and global business reach. And it's hard to find a lower risk investment than that. And the company is putting in the work to make the most of the exploding cryptocurrency market rather than resting on its laurels while other companies pass it by in the fast lane. Okay. There's a couple of more paragraphs there, but you get the gist of what they're talking about here in 2021 with regards to the cryptocurrency markets. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Salute everyone that has dropped on in. I'm just checking the chat now and see Worker, Edo, Peace, 2Triv, Johnny Blaze, Black Wizard. What's going on? Yeah, Ripple lawsuit is big news. Yep, I just read that this morning. Yeah, that's why I haven't been so quick through buying just yet. I'm still watching. Yeah, Bitcoin at 40K favor. You're right. You almost want to sell it off, Mike. Ugh, I'm not going to speak on that, man. I don't know. It's like I said, man. Everything's kind of crazy right now. I want to do another live stream here where I really want to dig into a live stream that uh, the Center for Blockchain Studies, aka the Black Blockchain Consultants, did on making money in 2021 on with blockchain. And there's so many different strategies, man, that I don't even think that people can know are even on the table that they touched on. Salute to Lionel. It was he and I that was in on that live stream. And yeah, there's a lot to dig into. The stuff is so new that people really don't even understand. They think they're like missing the train when it comes to this Bitcoin bull run. And I'm just sort of like, man, there are so many areas to get it that we got to explore it. So, big humble shout out to the Black Blockchain Consultants. I'm actually going to be getting one of their courses here, particularly in the area of smart contracts. Art New Style, peace, brother. Top of the West Coast morning to you. Okay, let me pull up the next article here. This one is from The Verge. Apple patents point to using your MacBook to wirelessly charge your iPhone and Apple Watch. Apple has been granted 2 patents that describe adding two-way wireless charging to its devices. The patents first spotted by Patently Apple include drawings that show a MacBook charging various devices, including an iPhone, an iPad, and an Apple Watch, as well as drawings of iPads and iPhones doing the same. So this really basically harkens back to Nikola Tesla's early experiments of just like sending energy wirelessly to other things, like just having this sort of energy field, right, where things are just transmitting energy to each other, like to keep devices like perpetually charged and stuff. Like this is some crazy tech. This sounds familiar. It's because many other phone makers have released devices with similar reverse wireless charging technology. That's what they're calling it. Although Apple's take is a little different. According to patent images, a MacBook's lid, palm rest, or trackpad could be used to charge a wirelessly compatible iOS device. Now that's kind of weird because like your hand is on this, and there's an energy emission unless there's something to where that energy emission is engaged when a compatible device is placed on it. Let's see. Look at that. All you gotta do is just sit your stuff on there. The problem the patents claim to solve is the one where you find yourself without enough outlets, power bricks, or any electricity at all. The patent states that despite having standardized connectors and cables, each device may require a separate or dedicated power supply to charge. And that has to do with basically the amount of power that needs to be regulated per device, right? So, for example, an iPhone is going to require a different charge rate than an iPad. So a charger for both isn't compatible. However, if you plug the wire into the MacBook's going to regulate what goes out. What they did was they just took that and made it wireless. Let's see. In some cases, having separate power supplies for each device may be burdensome to use and or transport. There are other times when this kind of tech can be useful. For example, if you're away from a charger and your Apple Watch or AirPods die, it'd be useful to be able to pop them up with your phone. Likewise, being able to charge your phone from your laptop would be useful. And if Apple is truly heading towards a portless iPhone, This type of tech could be a way to retain that functionality. Right now, MacBooks and iPads are made out of aluminum, which isn't compatible with wireless charging. If Apple wants to include this reverse wireless charging tech in its devices, it'll have to design around that limitation. Yeah, see, maybe it could bring back a plastic MacBook. If you guys think way back, I don't know if you're messing with like Macs pre two, because I got the first like MacBook Pro where they were in the aluminum shell, and I still have it actually. Um, Before then, they were in a plastic shell. But you know what? All these various like 3D printing resins and stuff like that, man, Apple could probably come up with some real slick like matte style plastic. I'm pretty sure, like, if they really went there with the design route, they could pull off the plastic cover and still charge people a ton of money. You get the design right, man. It's Apple. It's hard to avoid thinking about Apple's ill-fated AirPower project when considering the idea of the MacBook or iPad filled with wireless charging coils that are able to charge multiple devices at once. Coils. Told you, Tesla. To be fair, Apple's tech has progressed since then. It now has control of the processors in all of its devices, and I think that's that new M1 chip. It may come up with some solutions to help the devices communicate power levels and thermal constraints. Whether you'll actually be able to use your MacBook as a wireless charging pad for all of your devices remains to be seen. But I'd at least like to see this tech come to the iPhone. Well, it has notoriously bad batteries, of course. Many of its competitors already have some sort of reverse wireless charging capability, and while it would be great to see it cranked up to 11 like the new below patent drawing, I'd be happy with Apple just catching up with the competition at this point. Although it seems the iPhone 12 has the hardware to do this, it's currently not enabled. I want to say that something may have be tied into 5G with regards to that. Yeah, old polycarbonate shells. Yep, Aquatechy. Yep. Ha. Our new style Pacific players. You know it. Their West Coast life like. All right, this is from the spectrum.iee.org. This year, autonomous trucks will take to the road with no one on board. Okay. We've been telling you all this whole time. The startup Too Simple is developing tractor trailers that drive themselves from pickup to delivery. Companies like Tesla, Uber, Cruise, and Waymo promise a future where cars are essentially mobile robots that can take us anywhere with a few taps on a smartphone. But a new category of vehicles is about to take over self-driving cars. In that leap into the future, autonomous trucks have been quietly making just as much, if not more, progress toward commercial deployment, and their impact on the transportation of goods will no doubt be profound. Among nearly a dozen companies developing autonomous trucking, San Diego-based Too Simple is trying to get ahead by combining unique technology with a series of strategic partnerships, working with truck manufacturer Navistar, as well as shipping giant UPS. Too Simple is already conducting test operations in Arizona. What I tell you, Arizona is going to be an EV hotbed. I'm telling you. And Texas. Okay, guess where all the tech companies are moving to, including a depot-to-depot autonomous runs. These are being run under what's known as supervised autonomy, in which somebody rides in the cab and is ready to take the wheel if needed. Sometime in 2021, the startup plans to begin doing away with human supervision. Damn, already? damn, so that's like just like a quick contract job just to be like, yeah, it works. And they're like, good, get out. Wow. Letting the trucks drive themselves from pickup to delivery without anybody on board. They ain't even trying to have like human supervision that long. They trying to X you out the equation like quick, fast, and in a hurry. Both autonomous cars and autonomous trucks rely on similar underlying technology, sensors, typically cameras, lidars, and radars, to feed data to a computer, which in turn controls the vehicle using skills learned through a massive amount of training and simulation and human driver input. That's not there, but I'm putting that there. In principle, developing an autonomous truck can be somewhat easier than developing an autonomous car. That's because, unlike passenger vehicles, trucks, in particular long haul tractor trailers, generally follow fixed routes and spend most of their time on highways that are more predictable and easier to navigate than surface streets. Trucks are also better platform for autonomy, with their large size providing more power for computers and an improved field of view for sensors, which can be mounted higher off the ground. Too Simple claims that its approach is unique because its equipment is purpose built from the ground up for trucks. Most of the other companies in this space got the seeds of their ideas from the DARPA grant and urban challenges for autonomous vehicles. You have to look into those. I remember those DARPA challenges from some years back, right? Where they would basically create this course, and then what you had to do was you had to create an autonomous vehicle that could traverse it. It would be like 100 miles or something like that. And when they were running those challenges, I remember like every time they did it, out of like a whole bunch of entrants, there was literally like just single digit number of companies that were able to actually complete it. Since you probably was too simple, but the dynamics and the functional behaviors of trucks are very different. The biggest difference is that trucks need to be able to sense conditions farther in advance to allow for longer stopping distance. The 200-meter practical range of LiDAR that most autonomous cars use as their primary sensor is not good enough for a fully loaded truck traveling at 120 kilometers an hour. Right. Trucks have a longer stopping distance. Instead, Too Simple relies on multiple HD cameras that are looking up to 1,000 meters ahead whenever possible. The system detects other vehicles and calculates their trajectories at that distance, which Price says is approximately twice as far out as professional truck drivers look while driving. See, this is where they start making the claim that self-driving vehicles are fundamentally based on technology safer than human operated um, vehicles, because they can employ cameras, for example, that can see further than the human eye can. Price argues that this capability gives Too Simple's system more time to make decisions about the safest and most efficient way to drive. There you go. Indeed, its trucks use their brakes less often than trucks operated by humans, leading their improvements in fuel economy of about 10%. Steadier driving with less side-to-side movement in a lane. Okay, so they're talking about cats that might be perving a little bit when they're driving. Brings additional efficiency gains while also minimizing tire wear. So there's a term in motorsport that they call that. It's something energy loss, something loss. I can't recall what the actual technical term is. Price adds that autonomous trucks could also help address a shortage of truck drivers, which is expected to grow at an alarming rate. And that's where I have to salute MOT, Erica Williams, a few others that really do promote people getting into the commercial space, because a shortage of drivers is essentially going to precipitate more autonomous trucks being deployed to fleets, or we get into the business of deploying autonomous trucks ourselves. There you go. There's another proposition. Too Simple's fleet of 40 autonomous trucks has been hauling goods between freight depots in Phoenix, Tucson, Dallas, El Paso, Houston, and San Antonio. Man, that whole Southwest is going to be a tech hub. Holy snap. Is a relocation in the works? I don't know. These routes are about 95% highway, but the trucks can also autonomously handle surface streets, bringing their cargo the entire distance from depot driveway to depot driveway. These vehicles join a growing fleet of robotic trucks from competitors such as Aurora, Embark, Locomotion, Plus AI, and even Waymo, the Alphabet spinoff that has long focused on self-driving cars. Hmm. I thought Waymo became its own company now. I don't. Or are they still associated with Alphabet? I think there's a big wave coming in the logistics industry that's not necessarily well appreciated, says Tasha Keeney, an analyst at Ark Invest, who specializes in autonomous technology. She explains that electrified autonomous trucks have the potential to reduce shipping expenses not only when compared with those of traditional trucking, but also with those of rail. They do, while offering the door to door service that rail cannot. That's the reason why. The relationship that Too Simple has made within the trucking industry are interesting in the long term. Vertically integrated, purpose built vehicles will have a lot of advantages. By 2024, Too Simple plans to achieve level 4 autonomy. Okay, we've talked about the various levels of autonomy. Level 5 means that there is no steering wheel or anything, it is just full on its own moving vehicle, meaning that its trucks will be able to operate without a human driver under limited conditions that may include time of day, weather, or pre mapped routes, which will pretty much be the case right there. At that point, Too Simple will start selling the trucks to fleet operators. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so okay, so we had the first article was about blockchain and cryptocurrencies and all that, right? So what would that's another discussion, okay? But we could talk about how you basically create a whole entire, investment structure with these types of vehicles utilizing blockchain and cryptocurrency and all that, and smart contracts and fractionalized ownership. And that's where we get into this whole next level, man, of how we can get into the game. But we've had those conversations and we will continue to have them. Along the way, however, there are several other milestones that company must hit, beginning with its first driver out test in 2021. That's when they say adios to you humans, in which Price describes as a critical real world demonstration. This is no longer a science project, he says. It's not research, it's engineering. Cannabis. The driver out demonstration is to prove to us and to prove to the public that it can be done. Oh, ho. Oh, yeah. We're going to prove it all right. Mike V, salute, brother. LOM, salute. EORXYZ, salute. Mike Rizzi, salute. Aquatech, Dion Alexander, Black Dev. What's going on, y'all? Welcome, man. Yeah, Johnny Blaze, you've mentioned Ark Invest before. We'll have to get them talked about more so we can kind of dig in and see what that's about there. Because they have come up a few times. Okay. So this is from the NYT. Let me make sure it's not behind a paywall. It is not. Okay, coolio. Hold on. All right. Cryptocurrency startup, underpaid women, and black employees. Data shows. Ouch. An analysis of internal pay data at the San Francisco company Coinbase shows disparities that were much larger than those in the tech industry. Uh-oh. Should we speak with our money with regards to Coinbase? Even in the digital space, you guys, before I get into this article, let me tell you something. You see, I'm a big advocate of talking with your money, crypto included, okay? If this is how, even in the crypto and the tech space, they want, look, it's fair game. It's time for us to either you're going to be customers and be subjected, and employees and be subjected to this type of shit, or we could get a little more active, okay, and maybe reduce their holdings a bit and then increase ours. So let's talk about it. The fast-growing cryptocurrency startup Coinbase has been rattled in recent months by tensions between executives and employees who said they were being treated unfairly because of their race or gender. While management at the company has argued that complaints were limited to a handful of employees, Coinbase's own compensation data suggests that inequitable treatment of women and black workers went far beyond a few disgruntled workers. Women and black workers. Okay. I'm going to leave that right there. The data recently obtained by the New York Times indicated that women at Coinbase were paid on average of $13,000, or 8% less than men at comparable jobs and ranks within the company, according to an analysis of the figures, which included pay details for most of Coinbase's roughly 830 employees at the end of 2018. Okay, this is a breakdown. The picture was also unequal for the 16 salaried black employees in the data. 16? Wait, I thought they have 830. I know you're not saying you only have 16, right? They were all paid 11,500, or 7% less than all the other employees in similar jobs. The pay disparities at Coinbase appear to be much larger than those in the tech industry as a whole, and at a few other tech companies that have had to release data. The Coinbase analysis was conducted for the Times by Alexandra Marr, an economist who has been provided statistical analysis for court cases involving pay bias. When she factored in stock options for Coinbase's employees, devil's in the details. That's where it was. Often an important part of pay at startups, the compensation for women and men was roughly the same, while the gap between white and black employees grew to 11%. So hold on. So this is the reason why I was kind of mum's the word on this part right here. Hold on. They say women and black workers, right? But what we're getting the indication here is that women were only getting shafted 8%, while black workers were getting shafted 11%. But somehow we got to put women and black employees. They're getting shafted the least, but we have to address their grievances first. Unfucking believable. 9 employees included in the data confirmed the accuracy of the figures about themselves and colleagues they knew. The pay disparities are likely to add to tensions at the San Francisco company, which is riding a boom in the value of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Yeah, but you kind of got shook down on the XRP side of things, but we won't talk about that right now. It recently told regulators it intended to file for an initial public offering. Numerous black employees at Coinbase recently publicly complained about the discrimination they faced at the company. Several women who work at Coinbase have also complained internally about how they were hired, paid, and promoted, according to company documents, and 5 employees with knowledge of the complaints. See, when they say black employees, they're talking about black men. Because they purposely... Let me shut up. The people would speak only on the condition they not be named because they had signed non-disclosure agreements. Yeah, but it's only but so many of y'all, so it's not as if they won't have an idea of who said what. The compensation analysis paints a new and detailed picture of the challenges that women and black employees. This is what I mean. Okay, if they say women, that means black women. And black employees is brothers. That's how you got to interpret this. Have faced at Coinbase, a startup that has taken center stage in a broader debate in Silicon Valley about how underrepresented employees are treated. Hold on a second. This certainly looks like a company with a problem, said James Finberg, lawyer who is leading the two biggest cases on pay bias in Silicon Valley against Oracle and Google after reviewing the Coinbase data. In a statement, LJ Brock, Coinbase's chief people officer, he's a CPO, said the company started to conduct a comprehensive review of compensation across the company in late 2018. As a result of this process, we implemented a new compensation program that brought Coinbase in line with some of the world's most respected technology companies. More legal HR talk, basically. This program included implementing a robust industry standard leveling system, implementing non-negotiable single pay targets for base salary, which, I mean, if you have any, I come from the HR field. If you have any competent HR managers and lead recruiters and all that kind of stuff, okay, I used to put together requisitions, and the requisitions would have comparable pay amounts, and you would negotiate those pay points based on experience and knowledge. Okay, it's not rocket science. That's why I laugh when I read this shit. And awarding equity to all roles and levels. Like, get the fuck out of here. Brian Armstrong, Coinbase's chief executive, has prided himself on his management strategy and acumen, writing numerous memos on his efforts to create a consistent culture. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is BS. It's not hard. You take a meritocratic approach. It's not hard. Dedicated to growth, but his strategy has left many workers feeling shortchanged or alienated, according to current and former employees in surveys and internal documents. Jesus Christ. The growing criticism from employees could make it harder to hire new workers at a time when Coinbase is in need of them. More than 60 employees, or 5% of the company, resigned this fall after Mr. Armstrong put in place new policies restricting employees from discussing non-company politics and social issues during work. Okay, so he's kind of banging back on the SJWs in the House, and they didn't like it. The compensation details given to the Times do not go past 2018. At the time, the company had around 830 employees, the data shows. Coinbase has since grown to around 1,100 employees. The tech industry has struggled broadly with unequal representation and pay for women. Pinterest, for example, agreed to pay $22.5 million this month to settle a suit from its former chief operating officer accusing the company of sexism and pay discrimination. But few companies have released detailed information about pay. Those that have, like Google and Oracle, did so in response to lawsuits brought by female employees accusing the companies of pay bias. The data analysis from those cases suggests that Coinbase had a bigger wage disparities between men and women than either Google or Oracle. At Oracle, the gap between men and women with similar backgrounds was 3.9%. Damn, that's a lot. If I was running a company and I knew that the numbers looked worse than people being sued, that would worry me, said Janice Madden, a professor at the University of Pennsylvania who did the analysis on the Oracle case. The numbers in Google and Oracle cases controlled for factors such as experience and education. Okay, that's what I was just telling you, what I used to recruit and offer pay based on, but that was consumerate. Okay, it's not like if somebody had previous supervisor experience, they were a foreman, something like that. Okay, I'm not gonna like give them base pay. It's not rocket science. That were not possible in the Coinbase statistics because the limits of the data shared with the Times. Coinbase figures arrived at by Ms. Marr took account of the job level of all employees, as well as their status as engineer and manager. What was I just saying? If you've had previous management experience, or experience consumer to this, which you don't do, is offer them some bullshit pay. It is possible that if the analysis took account took account of more factors, the pay disparity would shrink. Duh. In the 14 job categories at Coinbase with at least 3 women, the average woman earned less than the average man in all but 2. Black employees earn less on average than white employees in all but one of 8 categories that had any black staff members. But you're gonna give me the woman's woes, but okay. Like I said, when they say women, take that does not exclude black women. So when they say black employees, guess who they're talking about? Black men. The wage disparities are compounded by the fact that women and black employees, once again, black women are women. So when they say women, they're talking about black women included. And when they say black employees, they're talking about black men. Understand this. I worked in HR. Okay. Understand how they're wording this. We're concentrated in the lower paying jobs at the company. So not only that, but like if you were black and you're trying to work at Coinbase, they were only trying to hire you for the lower paying jobs to begin with. And then even with that, with those lower paying jobs, they were trying to pay you 11% less than your lower paying job having counterparts who don't share your hue. At Coinbase, the engineering staff was only 13% female, according to the company's own analysis for 2018, which was obtained by the Times. This was half the industry average and lower than the number at all of the 11 companies at Coinbase considered competitors, according to the company's internal analysis, which was shared with the Times. Employee unhappiness over pay and culture led to several negative reviews on the career site Glassdoor that cite problems with pay and representation for women and black employees. I mean, just really. Culminating in an overall rating of 1.1 out of 5 on the diversity and inclusion. Jesus Christ. What's up? Let's see here. You said, was that JD Orca said, not necessarily on the black employees, 75% of the black employees, 75% of our. Is that at Coinbase? Yeah, women and then black workers, right? But black women are women. Trust me, they don't file their grievances on behalf of being black. They file it on behalf of being a woman. Okay, so just again, how you should be reading that. I mean, either way, it's kind of like as a black man, like you're still like catching like the literal short end of the stick, dude. It's like, geez, no matter how you slice it. All right, this next one is. Oh shoot! Really? Hold on. There we go. This next one is from the. Dude, no. What the hell? I'm not okay. If I put back home, no, I'm not a subscriber. I don't want to subscribe. So you're just gonna be a hater. This is what you're gonna do? It's so not gonna give me access to the article. Fuck you. Hold on, let me see if I can access it. That sucks. Really? Watch. I'm gonna try it again. Watch this. Oh wait, maybe I'm good. All right. Well, this was an article from the Houston Chronicle about the gold rush for space startups, but yeah, it's a paywall. All right. The link is there. If it lets you get access to it, great. If not, just talking more about what it is that we've been pushing here. Give me a second. What we've been pushing here on this channel with regards to space startups and where that whole entire industry is going to be going. And it was kind of just one of those follow up articles with regards to that. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. That was pretty much. Wait. Oh wait. Hold on one second. What the hell? Okay. That was pretty much what we had on the docket for this one. We didn't really have a panel or anything, so it was just kind of me reading over some things and kind of giving my little quips and my observations about stuff and kind of combing through the chat here. Now, I will be back a little bit later today for another live stream. I just need to, take care of some stuff because my daughter's going to be taking lunch here in about 30 minutes. So I need to get that together for her and then have something to eat myself because I haven't really had much to eat. And then I would say we're going to spark back up at 2 o'clock Pacific. We are going to be doing a Black Cultural Intelligence live stream. I'm going to just schedule it. I have a working title, but let's just say we're going to honor a specific masked fallen rap god. Okay, so that, hint, hint. Yeah, and so that's what we got cracking. So with that one, I'm gonna go ahead and just shake out here. We're gonna circle back around in a couple hours for Black Cultural Intelligence Talk. Thank you guys for joining us. Hit the like button if you haven't. Share this with someone you think is going to dig this type of content. And we'll check you guys back out in a bit. Peace.